Greetings and welcome back to, once again, I have no idea what I've even named this show or, just welcome back and thanks for listening. If anyone is, I think I've had like probably 10 views on my 10 videos now, like in total. But that's cool. So my name's Lucy. I am a single parent. I co-parent. The mother of my child lives up the road, and we get on reasonably well under the circumstances. But yeah, I have a beautiful little boy who is just gorgeous, and I have a 21-year-old daughter who is equally as gorgeous. I'm just trying to document my life, and my life, I suppose, also involves all the crap that's been going on in the world, and not just about me. It's about my dog. I have a three-legged dog who, if the 2 or 3 people that have watched these videos have taken note, I have a three-legged dog called Batman. But that's not the rest of the world. No, so I was meant to tail walk the park run this morning. So this is where I'm delving out into the world. I was meant to tail walk the park run this morning, and unfortunately, my ex-wife, who is the parent of my child, who is the mother of my child, she's fallen very ill, so I can't do it. So I kind of feel a little bit disjointed from what little normality that I have, but that's okay. And they've been very understanding, the people at Parkrun, and hopefully they've found a volunteer to help out in that respect. But I suppose I'd like to comment on what's been going on in the world. So in Australia, we've had a fantastic tennis season, and it started off quite rough with Novak Djokovic doing his thing and the Australian government doing their thing. But then we had the most amazing tennis that I've watched in a long time, and Ash Barty and Rafael Nadal. And as much as everyone hated Daniil Medvedev at the time, he grew on a lot of people. His tenacity and his I don't know. He doesn't give up, and he also exposed a lot of great players who really stood up to play him, even though he overcame them. So it was a great year of tennis, which was awesome. Obviously, Australia is going through we're going through a pandemic for the first time. We've had lots of lockdowns and stuff, which has sort of prevented us from seeing the real pandemic in its fury, if you will. But this Omicron has really unleashed, it's just unleashed what COVID was for everyone else 2 years ago. It's finally unleashed on us, and for the most part, I think Australia's dealt with it reasonably well. And by Australia, I don't mean the government, I don't mean anything individual. I think as a whole, we've come together. We Australians are renowned for whinging a lot, and we whinge a lot. I think we're going okay still. I think like housing prices are going up and yada yada yada. It's just how the world is. Like here's a little side note that really annoys me actually. So nothing annoys me more than people whinging about the prices of houses. Yet they drive around in a brand new car. Sometimes a Mercedes, sometimes an AMG Mercedes that's on lease or whatever. They earn $180,000, $200,000 a year, and they're still whinging that house prices are too much. So the phone that I'm watching on is the best phone I've ever owned in my life, and it's now probably 2 years old. It's a Samsung A71. It's not a great phone, but it does me. It's cool. It's cracked and broken and quite a state, to be perfectly honest. But that's the phone that I have. I'm on a prepaid system. I don't go out and get a brand new iPhone every 12 months. I don't have a brand new car. I actually bought my ex-wife's car for $800, and it's a nice car. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I don't. But I do own a house, and I when I was young and earning a lot of money through being a tradie, I put a lot of money away, and I saved a lot of money. And with that money, I bought a house, and ever since, I've struggled. I've struggled paying off, because now I'm not a well-paid tradie. I work in the office. I'm a transgender woman who's just trying to make it in the world and struggling. And I understand the battles of being a minority and all the rest of it. But I still struggle. I still budget, and I still live like some weeks I struggle, and I live week to week. And more often than not, I live behind. Like I'm rarely in front of where I need to be financially or organisationally or anything like that. Or in front of the lawn. The lawn always outgrows me. So I suppose I prefer to see a world where people didn't have to drive around in brand new Mercedes, and then have those same people whinging and complaining about not being able to afford a house. That shits me to tears, can I just say? It does. And don't get me wrong, I was lucky to get in when I did. I've owned a house for 19 years now. I've owned the same house, and it's a bit of a dunger. But I own the house, I own the land, and I now have a nest egg, if you will, and a legacy for my kids, to be perfectly honest. I don't have much in super. I don't own any shares. Pardon me. I don't own any shares. What I do own is I own a dog with 3 legs. I own a pretty cool story. And I own who I am, and that's cool. And so that's my little whinge, my Australian whinge, if you will, because as I just said, Australians love to whinge. I'm Australian, and I want to have a whinge. So I'm whinging about the Australians who love to whinge about not being able to afford things, but I own fucking way more shit than I do. They have lovely houses. They're all on hire purchase on brand new couches and king whatever couches. I don't even know what they're called. I don't have all that shit. I have a second-hand computer. Most of the stuff I bought has been second-hand. I have a ridiculous amount of clothes though, which that's probably holding me back from being in front of where I am. So, and I threw out a heap of clothes a couple of years ago. My boy clothes got chucked. That's my whinge. Other than that, I think Australia's going pretty well. We've had floods, we've had all different stuff. And for people who are going through adversity now, as in they have been flooded out, or they're worried about feeding their kids because there's no food in the grocery store shelves. Just be patient. I don't think we're going to die yet. And I saw a very funny meme, and I hate memes generally. There's a very funny meme saying, Australia's scared, but we're not tofu eating scared. And it was showing that this massive refrigerator in a grocery store that had no meat in it, but it still had a massive display of tofu. I think that's where we're at. We're at the point where we're scared that we'll whinge and carry on. But, we're not actually in strife. We're not third worlding it yet. And I think we all need to keep that into perspective, I suppose. I feel very blessed that I live in this country, and that I was born in this country, and that I've really not known much hardship. I haven't. I've known some trauma. I've had some trauma, but I've not known real hardcore hardship. And thank God. Thank God that I don't. And I think for most people who've worked, I didn't work for 2 years of this, for a year and a half of this pandemic. I didn't work for it, and I broke my ankle quite badly about a month before COVID started, and I didn't have a job when COVID started, so I missed all the government payments and all the rest of that crap. And that hurt, and I took a massive hit with that, and I spent all of my money, and I ended up in a very bad situation where I couldn't walk. I had a couple of operations last year. I had no one to look after me. Got some people in who I thought were going to look after me, but they ended up ripping me off, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I've still managed to put food on the table, and thank God I've had a house of my own that I was able to be ahead of prior to the pandemic, and I toughed it out, if you will. I wish I didn't have to. No, I wish I didn't have to, but I did have to, and I'm better for it. Yeah. So, my message today, and I don't know why I think I'm qualified to give a message to anyone. But my message is we all just need to just chill the fuck out, and we need to push, like, the government needs to be pushed, and they're making lots of money still out of our taxes, and I appreciate that. But in particular, those people that are earning lots of money, those people that are above award wage, those people that are, if you're earning more than 100 grand a year, you're going all right. You're going all right, and like you appreciate that you're going okay. Yeah, and I know, and I also know that if you're earning that much money, you're working hard, and appreciate the fact that you have a strong work ethic, and you are going okay. And I know you want more, and that's what makes this capitalist world we live in run. But think about the people who are doing it tougher. Yeah, because there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of people that are. I know the employment rate is up and the unemployment rate is down, but there's a lot of really low paid people out there who are going to work every day and working hard and getting paid fuck all. So just, yeah, enjoy that $5 coffee you're drinking every morning on the way to work, because not everyone can afford it. No. And don't get me wrong, not everyone can afford to buy clothes, like I buy clothes, and not everyone can afford to put makeup on every morning. And not that I do, I put makeup on once a week, and I don't normally do it for these videos, so I hope you appreciate my want to look nice. Forgive my hair, but yeah, once again, we all need to just make some sacrifices and deal with doing it tough. And we're all doing it, even the people that are earning 100 grand a year, they're doing it tough compared to what they're normally doing. So, yeah, appreciate what you've got. But yeah, give yourself some self-care and know that we're all doing it tough. Yeah. On that note, I'm gonna leave this sort of waffle of world views and current affairs and whatever it is, and yeah, wish everyone a lovely weekend. And yeah, I hope the gods look down upon us, whomever they might be, or whomever you might pray to. I hope they look down on you and smile over the next little while until I talk to you again. Peace out.